JV Matters, the power of small habits, how ordinary actions create extraordinary results. Welcome to JV Matters. I'm Coach. This isn't just about football, it's about building young men. Every practice, every challenge, every lesson is an opportunity to develop character, leadership, and purpose. Whether you're a coach, player, or parent, I'm glad you're here. So let's get started. So once you learn to quit, it becomes habit. Quote by Vince Lombardi. So football has a way of teaching us something important. Champions championships are not won on Friday nights. Many people think so, especially the armchair quarterback. They usually think that's when it's won, or on Sundays, which it's not. They're usually won on days when nobody's watching. They're won when a player decides to get an extra 5 minutes of work in after practice. They're won when a young player or a young man chooses to study instead of putting something off. They're won when teams learn to do the little things correctly over and over again. They're won when you learn to study film correctly. Study film of yourself. How do I watch myself on film day? How do I study film of my opponent? Those are the little things. The biggest mistake people make when they look at success is that they only see the final results. They see the touchdown. They see the championship. They see the college offer. They see the finished product. What they don't see are the thousands of small decisions that created that moment, the struggles leading up to that moment, the frustrations leading up to that moment, the pain leading up to that moment. The myth of that big moment, a lot of young athletes believe success happens when their big opportunity comes. They think, when I start, then I'll work harder. When I get noticed, then I'll take it seriously. When I become a varsity player, then I'll act like one. But that's all backwards. That's backwards thinking. They're not really looking at the big picture. You don't become successful because you get the opportunity. You get the opportunity because you're prepared before anyone is watching. One thing I want to bring up here is when your opportunity arises, take it. Don't refuse it. You may not get another chance if you refuse it. The backup who plays or prepares like a starter eventually becomes a starter. They're the players that are ready for it. They're the ones that are waiting for their opportunity. They're the ones that grabs that opportunity when it's there. The player who takes every rep seriously becomes the player the coaches trust. The young man who builds good habits becomes someone who people can depend on. He's the one who gets the opportunity. Small habits reveal character. Let's talk about that. As coaches, we see things players don't always realize we see. We watch players from the very first day they step on that field, on that practice field. Coaches are evaluating players. They don't realize it. Even though we tell them they're being evaluated. No coach, no player is secure, or no position is secure from the very first play or the very first practice until the very last practice of the season. Do they run to the huddle? Do they pick up equipment after practice without being asked? Do they encourage other teammates? Even teammates that are vying for their same position. Do they encourage them? because eventually that person's going to get tired and is going to need somebody to relieve them. They have to count on that person who's backing them up. Do they pay attention when they aren't in? Are they always being focused, watching the play, watching their position? Do they give effort when the drill isn't that exciting? Because some drills aren't, but they're teaching the basics. They're teaching something that they're going to see on Thursday night or Friday night. Those little things tell us who a player really is. Because character isn't built during the big moments. Character is revealed during the small moments. Coaches watch everything. Every moment on the field. After practice, your name will come up. Two columns are formed. One column is, did you hustle after practice? Did you hustle during practice? Did you hustle when you're supposed to? Did you run between drills? Or did you walk in between the lines? Column 2 is, were you dragging? Did you have an attitude? How did you feel? What was your day like? We watch those. What column do you want to be in? The 1% better mindset. This is very important. One of the greatest lessons we can teach young athletes is this. Don't worry about becoming great overnight. Focus on becoming better every day. This is what myself and my staff tell our players every day. Were you better today than you were yesterday? Did you do one extra push-up today? One more correctly earned or executed block? One more film session? One better decision in the classroom or at school? During lunch? Did you pick up your garbage? Did you clean up your table? One more time choosing discipline over comfort. Those things matter. Those things seem small, but small things repeated over time create something big. A football player doesn't become strong because of one workout. He becomes strong because he showed up 100 times. A team doesn't become disciplined because of one great practice. They all have great practices. They all have that one great practice. But can you repeat that practice over and over? It becomes discipline because discipline became a habit. Coaches, remember this. If you're a coach, remember this. Sometimes we get frustrated because we don't see immediate results. How many of us have done that? We get frustrated. Why is he not getting that? We teach it. We correct. We repeat. We hold players accountable. We've all heard the saying, repeat, rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. We've heard that. That is the formula of a coach. And sometimes we wonder, are they listening? But coaches are planting the seeds. Some lessons won't show up immediately. It takes time. Some players don't get it right away. It may take a day or two or a week. A player may not understand today why being on time matters. But years later, when he has a job, a family, and responsibilities, those habits may be the very thing that separates him from others. We are not just coaching football players, we are helping build the adults that will become players coaches watch as well. So if a coach is late to practices, players watch that too. If I tell my coaches to be early as well. I'm in the locker room before any of my players or coaches. You have to be on time. If you're a coach, you need to be on time. You need to be there before your players. Because if a player is late and he sees your coaches are late, how can you argue? So you have to set the example. You have to send the right message. We as coaches have to build the right habits as well. We need to send the right messages. Parents, you have a role to play as well. Parents, remember this. Your child is watching what you value. If you value effort, they will learn effort. If you value accountability, they will learn accountability. If you make excuses for every mistake, they will learn excuses as well. They will come to practice with excuses. They'll say, well, I don't have to go to camp because of my position, or I don't have to do this because of my position, or I don't have to do that. They will come up with excuses. Don't make excuses for them. The goal is not to make life easy for young people. The goal is to prepare them for life. Football is just the classroom. I try to thank my parents when I get the opportunity, through Parent Square or in person, but they need to know how much they are valued. Parents are a very valued commodity in the football family. They help make this system go, and how much their athletes will follow their lead. So, coaches, we need to employ the parents as well, get them involved. They are needed in the football family. So, in closing, success is rarely one big moment, it is thousands of small moments stacked together. The player who learns to win the small moments or the small battles every day eventually becomes someone capable of winning the big ones. Coaches, players, and parents understand or don't underestimate the power of small habits, because the little things aren't little. They are the foundation. They are the building blocks. They are what things are built on. That's how you build your culture for your team. Thanks for joining me on JV Matters. Remember, we're not just building football players, we're building young men. If you believe in developing character, leadership, and accountability through football, subscribe, share, and join me for the next episode. I'm Coach, and this is JV Matters, and you all have an outstanding day. On the next episode, the next time on JV Matters, we'll talk a little bit about everything every football program struggles with: accountability, what it really means, why players sometimes resist it, and why great teams are built on people who are willing to be held responsible. Again, thank you. You all have an outstanding day.